have the honor and pleasure to welcome you to the 2017 edition of Cinemascape, an event that brings cinema and tourism together.
Quick statistics or an information which would like to convey. This is first single window is there. Tourism is taking care of the permissions. Permission in 7 working days. If you are not getting a written refusal with the reason, then in that case, on 8th day, you are free and allowed to start your shooting. We have started very aggressively, and that is why might be first year when the awards has been nominated and Gujarat got the award. We are in the momentum, not that much aggressively, honestly would share with you. But yes, we are in a process. At the same time, we are targeting a small screen industry also, which is a very huge part to play as far as the promotion of the destination is concerned.
Those were the days when Nepal used to be a very attractive filming destination. I think when we talk about Nepal, these days people are looking for exotic locations which are new, which are unexposed, which are virgin. That kind of location Nepal is. When we talk about accessibility, for example, from Kathmandu, it is well accessed now, which was not earlier. 3 flights daily, 15,000 rupees round ticket, 2.5-hour flight. So it is quite well connected now. And probably Nepal is the most diverse country in the world. Our lowest point from sea level is 60 meters and highest is, we all know, Mount Everest, 8,848 meters. Most of the countries are horizontal, but Nepal is a vertical country.
We have been working very hard to establish ourselves as one of the premier preferred destinations in India, and we have had some success in this matter. Now a logical step would be to kind of involve forum like this to invite people to come and shoot in Odisha. Why? Because this is an unexplored paradise. Our forte is that we have one of the highest forest cover in the entire country. 34% of our area is within forest. Then we have a very, very unique ecology, and our geography is also unique. Just as the gentleman from Nepal said that their geography is varied, ours is as varied. Like we have from sea beaches to some highest mountain ranges of Eastern Ghats. Then we have very unique monuments, Konark, Mukteshwar. We have 350 temples in Bhubaneswar alone, and Bhubaneswar is the first smart city of the country. It is a very, very beautiful and very well developed city. And this is our forte, and we'd like to invite filmmakers to come and shoot in our state and help us like generate revenue and generate more and more tourism in our state.
Referring to Transformers, and that's one of the most recent movies we've seen, it received a 21 million grant from the state of Michigan. And look at the numbers after receiving that grant in terms of creation of jobs, in terms of promoting allied industries, in terms of creating so many opportunities for the local economy of that particular state.
So when we shoot our daily soaps, we telecast at least 5 to 6 times in a week. That means roughly 2.5 hours of content every week. So that's huge. And we predominantly shoot on sets. So sometimes that becomes a little monotonous. So we look at foreign locations as a very big high point. So the broadcasters and we come together to give the maximum coverage to our outdoor locations.
Tourism boards need to increasingly start doing is go beyond the rebates and tax incentives, etc., and actually devising innovative co-branded marketing campaigns which would be extremely beneficial for the film and for the destination.
Canada, as you know, has few years back signed a film co-production treaty with India, and Canada is open for business. It is very, very aggressively in the market now promoting co-production opportunities with some of the most exotic locations and infrastructure, including skilled people in the film industry.
Ukraine is the most big country in Europe, and we are the most cheap country in Europe. We can prove it to calculate your budget. Then we have a lot of equipment in Ukraine. For example, Russian arm was created in Ukraine. We have high state support. We have a lot of film commission and Ukrainian Still Film Agency, which help us a lot to shoot.
Now we are looking for opportunities where brand is in the content. Meaning, we would like to pick stories, we would like to work with producers where Singapore is an integral part of the story. It is not just branded content and brand placement, but how can we be part of the story? So brand in content, how we promote Singapore through the voices of Singaporeans to the audiences. So we're looking at opportunity, whether it's TV series or films, whether we can have Singapore characters in the script. Singapore is not just a location, but also characterized as a vital part of the story.
So for us, that is the biggest challenge that we have from a tourism point of view. From a film point of view, it is not a bad thing because we're still exposing our South African crews to working with big international crews and to get the experience. So, but there is a different subsidy on the marketing side if your movie is not being portrayed as South African. I think very similar to Singapore, for us the biggest challenge, and speaking to a lot of you guys, it's a challenge for India as well, is how do we tell our own stories?
As far as NET is concerned, as a tourism board, of course, the Bollywood industry is an opportunity, but also it's a big risk. A movie can go well, a movie could be also a disaster. So being public money, it's not always easy to decide where to allocate. And also because you will never know till the movie has been released how your investment has gone. But I must say that those 3 experiences that we had were excellent.
We somehow convinced Tafi, and they made a convention there, and they have seen by their eyes how safe Turkey was. As Doktop, we are not from the tourism, we are not from the movie industry, but we are interested in the impacts of Bollywood movies in the travel preferences of people mainly. That is why we are here.
Besides being a producer for more than 25 years, I've also worked, I was the first head of the Film Fund, Macedonian Film Fund. So I have a background as a policymaker too, In fact, I was the one who initiated the incentives program in Macedonia. And at the moment we have a 20% cashback rebate on the qualified expenses, which is almost practically everything spent in Macedonia.
We are the only European country which is providing 20% incentive for the ad films as well. Of course, adding to this, we are also providing a 20% VAT back. And the main advantage of filmmaking in Serbia is that since September of 2017, we are providing visa on arrival for Indian passport holders.
Today represent Slovenia, Croatia and Bosnia. This is 3 countries. We do what producer, director's choice, which location, just this. We follow this, what is director's wish and everything.
In 2016, we had the first TV soap, a show called Pardes Mein Mera Dil, produced by Balaji Films and aired on Star Plus. And that was a fairly great success, and that's the first time we got the tourism board, Innsbruck Tourism, to sort of sponsor some parts of the production. And it gave us great marketing within India because it reflected this year in our tourism numbers. We had an 18.7% growth in tourist arrivals and overnights in Austria from India, in Innsbruck.
Mongolians are proud with many things, including their long and rich history, vast, sparsely populated land, which is with distinct seasons and geographical zones, nomadic culture as well. One would witness a blend of modernity and a traditional way of living.
Well, we have very, very inspiration locations. Shoot subtropical, coastal, alpine mountains, desert and beautiful forest scenes. In one day you can cover up all these destinations. Unique and captivating fusion between the medieval and the modern architecture is available. The public locations are very easily accessible and are free of charge.